Hello everyone. Welcome to our another video in the series on mastering data structures and algorithms. Today we'll be talking about case number 2 of merging of the circular linked list. Let's begin. I'm Dr. Prashant K. Gupta. This is the link to my website. It contains lots of useful materials. Please visit this website and you'll find it very helpful. Today we'll be talking about merging of the circular linked list when the lists are sorted. Let's see. Say suppose we are given these two linked lists. As you can see, the nodes occur over here in sorted order. Now the challenge over here is that whenever we are trying to merge the two sorted linked lists and they being circular, so every time we remove a node from any of the linked lists, say this list or this linked list, ev- then every time it needs to be ensured that any new node that is removed from this linked list, so the last node always points back to the first node. So let's see how that is accomplished. So we are given start1 and start2 as being the header nodes of the two circular linked lists that we want to merge. We'll be taking out one node at a time from these two linked lists and putting them into the linked list with the header node at start3. We'll be making use of two traversal pointers, traversal1 and traversal2. Traversal1, we are going to start from the first node of the list1 and going to go till the end of the list1 so that it always holds the address of the last node. Similarly for the traversal2, that is, it's going to hold the address of the last node of the list2 so that every time the last node is made to point back to the first node. Let's see how. We'll initially check if start1 is equal to null. So then we simply place start2 in the start3, or if start2 is null, then we simply place start1 into start3. If none of these things are true, so therefore the control jumps to the else part. We first of all initialize traversal1 with the address of the start1, that is the first node into the first circular linked list. We check till the time traversal's link is not equal to start1. That is, till the time we don't reach the last node, we keep on incrementing the traversal1. Similarly, we initialize traversal 2 with the address of the first node into the circular linked list 2, and we keep on traversing till the time we don't reach its last node, and we keep on incrementing the traversal 2. Let's see how. First of all, initially you can see we have initialized traversal 1 as the address of the first node, and since its link is not equal to start 1, so therefore we will incrementing traversal 1. So this is how we keep on incrementing. We again check its link is not equal to start1, and in this way we reach the last node of the first circular linked list. Similarly, we will be doing the similar treatment with the traversal 2. We will begin with the first node of the second linked list and keep on traversing till we reach the last node of the second circular linked list. Now these two, traversal 1 and traversal 2, will be very useful. Let's see how. Now program goes into the while part and checks till the time start1's link is not equal to start1 or start2's link is not equal to start2. That is, we haven't used all but one nodes in each of these circular linked lists. We are going to keep on taking out the nodes from both these circular linked lists one at a time, compare their values and merge into the third circular linked list, that is start3. Let's see how. Now we'll check if start1's information is less than equal to start2's information. As you can see over here is the case. Start1's information is 2 and start2's information is 4. So this case is true. So therefore we check if start3 is null. That is, our merge linked list is empty, which is exactly the case. So therefore we initialize start3 with the address of start1, that is the address of the first node of the circular linked list 1. We increment the start1 to point to the second node. So you can see over here, this node still contains the address of the second node over here, even though start1 is incremented and points back to the second node. Earlier it was pointing over here. So now we said traversal 1's link equals to start1. So now you can actually see over here that earlier this traversal 1 was pointing over here. Now this link ceases to exist and starts pointing over here. And we said start3 equals to start3's link. So earlier you can see over here it contained the address of the first node. So now this is changed, and now start3 starts pointing to itself because this being the first node to be inserted and this being the property of the circular linked list. Else we'll see to the later cases ahead. Now let us see the second case. Now start1 contains the value 33 and start2 contains the value 4. Now the case is that start1's information is greater than start2. So the control will jump to the else part. Now it will check if start3 is equal to null, which is not the case over here. Therefore, we check. Therefore, the control will jump to the else part, where we will initialize traversal to the value of the start3. We will keep on going till the time traversal's link is not equal to start3, that is, we don't reach the last node of the circular linked list 3. We'll keep on incrementing, which again happens over here in the first iteration itself. If there would have been more number of nodes, then traversal would have reached the last node. Upon reaching over there, we initialize traversal link with the value of the start2. So now you can see over here, which earlier contained the address start3. Now this address has been changed to the start2, that is the address of the first node in the second circular linked list that is coming up. So now we increment start2 to point to the next node. So earlier start2 pointed over here. So now it is incremented to point over here. This is the change in the pointers, even though this link is still active. However, what we do is we make traversal to link to point to start2, which in this case will now be the node with value 5 instead of 4. So this link will cease to exist now. Now we set traversal link of link equals to start3, because traversal is pointing over here. Traversal link takes us to this node, and we make traversal link of link, so then we reach this node's link, and making it point back to the first node preserves the property of the circular linked list. Therefore, proceeding in exactly the same way, we get now these are the circular linked list that we have, and next node that will be inserted in the merge linked list will be node 5. Now start2 will be left with just one node, and start1 will have the nodes with these two values. So now you can actually see over here. Now 40 is greater than 33. So the next node that will be inserted into the merge linked list is the one with value 33, and this is the resulting merge circular linked list. So now you can see over here in both the circular linked lists 2 and 1, we are just left with a single value. So now the control jumps to the exit out of the while loop and jumps to the if part, and we check if start1's information is less than start2's info, that is start1's information is 77 and start2's information is 40. If this would have been true, then we would have simply appended the start1 at the end of our merge linked list and then start2 at the end of the start1. Since these two are not true, so the control jumps to the else part and it checks if start3 equals to null. This scenario will exist only in case if the merge linked list contain just a single node, that's all. And this is not true, as you can see over here, start3 is not null. So therefore control will jump to this part. We initialize traversal with the value of the start3, that is the address of the first node in the merge linked list. We'll keep on incrementing and we'll check till the time traversal link is not equal to start3, that is we don't reach the last node. So we keep on incrementing the value of traversal till we reach the last node. Upon reaching this last node, this not equal to condition will become false, and therefore the control exits out of this while loop and this statement will no longer be executed. Sorry, this statement. So now the control assigns traversal link equal to start2. So now you can see over here, this address which was earlier start3 now becomes the start2, and this last node starts pointing to the only node that is left in the circular linked list 2. Now we assign traversal link of link equals to start1 because traversal points over here. So traversal's link takes us to this node and traversal link of link takes us to this place, and setting its value to equal to start1 causes a change in this link of the linked list 2. Then we increment traversal and we make it point to the node which is pointed by start2, and then we set traversal link of link equals to start3. So now you can see over here, the last node is now made back to point again to the first node into the circular linked list to preserve the circular linked list property. Therefore, in this way, we can also set finally the values of start1 and start2 both as null, and in effect, we obtain this as our merged circular linked list. So therefore, this is the complete algorithm. Now you can see it is very big algorithm. I have made the markers just to show which parts belong to inside of which of the scope. Say suppose this is the if part and this is the statement within the scope of if. This is if, again the statement is within the scope of if. Now these are all the statements from yellow lines that show, except this exit statement, they are inside the scope of this else part. Within the else part, this while contains this statement, this while contains this statement, and all these statements are within the scope of else over here. Now within this while, I have this if statement, so all the scope of the while is shown in this red only till this point. Within this if, we again have these two conditions, if and else part. Within this if, these are the set of statements within this scope, and similarly for the else part. This else is outside the scope of this if. And within this else, we again have these have shown by the dashed lines the scope of the statements. And these are the statements. So thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And the C program for this program can be found on this link. Lots of good videos will be coming up soon, so stay tuned. Thank you so much.